Mohweenie, alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. I want to talk about us for a minute. Kind of been on this tangent. So I'm going to go ahead and do another video in this area. Quick question for you. And well, I'll ask this question in a moment. But before I get off into what I'm going to get off into, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share the page. Okay. Question. If you put 100 ants in a jar, 100 red ants, and then in that same jar, you put 100 black ants, what do you think is going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Nothing. However, if you shake that jar, those ants are going to go crazy. And those ants are going to try to kill each other. Okay? So who's wrong? The red ants, the black ants, or the person shaking the jar? Left or right, Democrat or Republican, black or white, man or woman, pro-recast, anti-recast. You've got to ask yourself, who's shaking the jar? That we are so easily pitted against one another, that we are so easily duped into fighting a battle that would have been more effectively fought had we been able to come together, see eye to eye on some things. And here's the issue. There are some people that are so 150,000% convinced that they are right about what's going on with Black people in the MCU, in cinema in general. Question: do you think that all Black people have all other Black people's best interests in mind? Do you think that? Do you think that every single Black person you come across is your friend? Do you think every single white person you come across is your enemy? We don't live in a perfect world. And all skin folk ain't kin folk. That's what I need people to understand. That's what, more than anything, I want y'all to wrap your brain about. Just because there's a Black man standing before you saying things that sound good, that seem like they make sense, that seem to be tapping points of logic, but really aren't serving as anything but propaganda and brainwashing to get you soaked up on a narrative, to get you believing some shit is black when it's red. And the bottom line is, it don't even matter if it's black or red. It don't even matter if it's man or woman. What matters is representation. And what matters is that we all be on a similar accord when it comes to this representation. I ain't talking about on the exact same chord or accord. Similar. We need to at least agree on some key points. And there are a lot of us that just vehemently disagree with one another. Vehemently. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even got to be like that, y'all. I mean, understand what's being perpetrated in the MCU. Okay? You're being handed regular saltine crackers and you're being told that they Ritzes. You're being handed half a chicken wing and being told it's a whole wing. But because you've been handed half wings your whole life, you're having trouble losing your cognitive dissonance on the matter. You can't tell me nothing about this. I've been eating this all my life. Go look at a chicken's wing. Is a chicken's wing straight or does it bend? You ain't getting the whole wing, player. If you're only getting one part and it's just split down the middle and you eat one side, bro, that's not a whole wing. Where's that part right there? That's that little funny part. Don't nobody want to eat. They just like, yeah, they suck on a little bit and toss it. Nah. But seriously, how do we as a people want to be represented in the MCU? Do we want to be represented as an afterthought? Do we want to be represented as people who are so cantankerous and clamorous and argumentative amongst ourselves that we can't come together and see the bigger picture of what's being perpetrated? Pro-recaster, anti-recaster, red ant, black ant. Who's shaking the fucking jar? Do we ever stop to think about that part? Or do we just go, oh, y'all crazy and y'all don't know what y'all talking about? Ooh, y'all crazy over there and y'all don't know what y'all talking about. And so we hound each other, we troll each other, we talk shit about each other, we backbite, stab, clown, do all of this stuff. And the bottom line is we all want to see the same thing. Adequate Black representation. The problem comes when whoever's shaking the jar inserts their narrative right down the middle and says, this is what this thing has to be. It won't work unless it's this. No other formula will work. No other formula will be successful. That's bull. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we think for ourselves and just because somebody's famous and they're telling you this is what this is, so you should believe that this is what this is. And we eat it up. Like shrimp and grits. We eat it up. Don't question. Don't ask about nothing. How come this is like this? And lack of knowledge continues to destroy the bond between folks. And for those of you that haven't watched my videos enough to know what I'm talking about pro-recasters and anti-recasters of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We on the same team. We just don't realize it because someone keeps shaking the jar and causes a frenzy. And so the black ants attack the red ants, and the red ants in retaliation attack the black ants. Meanwhile, whoever's shaking the jar is being delightfully entertained by all of this. Okay. Understand me and where I'm coming from. My stance hasn't changed. No T'Challa, no ticket. Buttons on the way. You'll see them soon. If y'all want some, I'll put a link on my page where y'all can purchase them and rock them joints. But I'm not assuming that everyone is my enemy. And I'm not attacking anyone because the jar got shook. Understand who and what needs to be attacked. People attacking your opinion are not who you need to be attacking back. People who are confused about what is and what isn't aren't who you need to be attacking. You need to be convincing. You need to be convicting hearts. You need to make them understand that their attitude, their demeanor, their behavior is what's making them pawns in all of this. And anybody who's ever played chess knows a pawn can be magnificently sacrificable or monumentally important to protect and preserve. My opening gambit is usually 9 times out of 10 in chess a queen's gambit anyway. So the queen's exposed and the pawns are out there. But ironically, they're both protecting one another. What do y'all think? Do you think after Black Panther Wakanda Forever drops, there will be a reason to argue and bicker with anti-recasters? Anti-recasters. After Black Panther Wakanda Forever drops, do you think there's going to be a reason to fight with pro-recasters? If so, why? And what does fighting with pro-recasters after this movie drop help anti-recasters achieve? We all in the jar, and the jar is being shook. Some of us got to be smart enough to realize that we think we're all kings, queens, and castles, but we all just pawns. I ain't gonna be a pawn no more. I'm gonna fight for what I believe in, but I'm not gonna be a pawn anymore. That's it for me. I will be coming at y'all with another one of these other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Think for yourself. Don't let newspaper articles and tweets and videos think for you. We're all adults. We have common sense. We know right from wrong. Y'all be good. Be good to each other.